Welcome to the War Eagle Zone. I would be a little happier today, but the Auburn Tigers lost against the Cal Bears, the California Golden Bears. But it wasn't a bad loss. But we know what the teams is at right now. And I tried to tell y'all last Monday, do not look into the Alabama A&M game. Where is the Tigers at? And we found out where they at. The defense has caught up. It's catching up. And they doing pretty good. They gave up 14 points the first half. They only gave up 7 points the second half. That 7 point that they gave up the second half was off of Jaquez Hunter fumble. So the defense played pretty much lights out in the second half. They played pretty much lights out. They gave Auburn offense plenty of chances to win that ball game. And I'm gonna go through some stats right here. Cal Bell, the Cal Bell is no joke. They came out to play. We beat them last year at their home, so they returned the favor. So, and I'm gonna get into some other stuff about Auburn, what the fans been saying and whatsoever. Respect to you new, at it again. Respect to some of the Facebook people that gonna probably come in and watch, Auburn fans, and some that gonna be watching later. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them boys. I'm proud of them Tigers. Cause you cannot play any better than you did. You can't play any better than you did. And although you lost, you showed some heart. But you cannot win a ball game with 5 turnovers. You cannot win a ball game with 5 turnovers. You cannot win no ball game with 5 turnovers. And here's the team stats right here. Cal had 2 more first downs than the Auburn Tigers did. They had 18. Auburn had 16. Third down efficiency. They were 10 of 19, while Auburn was 5 of 10. And Auburn was 0 for 1 on fourth down. Total yard 334 yards for Cal. And Auburn had 286 yards. So that was a difference of 48 total yards. What's up, Vernon, my War Eagle buddy? What's going on? What's my War Eagle fan? What's going on, my friend? You on mute.
And we will talk about Auburn football tonight.
Yeah, and the thing I see in the game, everybody, the fans want to. You notice what the fans were saying? Get rid of Hugh Freeze. Tell your lovely family I said hi, and I don't see nothing wrong with how Payne Thorne played that day. It's the defense is going to be more advanced than the offense. So if the offense can get their offensive line get their stuff together, I think Payne Thorne will be good in that pocket. And the receiver, one of the interceptions the receiver threw, a quarterback threw, Payne Thorne threw, went right through the receiver hand. And that was one interception. Granted, 2 of the interceptions he threw, he should have been through. He should have threw it away, and he got sacked too many. He got sacked too many times. Let me see how many times he got sacked that game. See how many times he got sacked that game. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to see. 30 rush for the 121 yards. Auburn. That's what they had, and Cal had 33 rushing attempts for 101 yards and penalties. And Cal had the ball a whole bit longer with 35 minutes, 16 seconds time of possession.
Salute.
What's going on, Sniper? We got Vernon up here too now. Another Auburn fan up here. And I'm looking at it this way here. They couldn't have played no worse. The defense did what they had to do that game. They gave them 14 points the first half, or gave us 7 points the second half. That was caused off a turnover. So, like we always say, Snipe, defense is always going to be ahead of the offense. Am I right?
At the beginning of the year, they're going to be, but you got to look at the body of work. You got to, know, I've been looking at that body of work of Auburn, and what killed Auburn: 4 interceptions, and
that fumble.
And Cal controlled majority of the game.
35 minutes and 16 seconds of time of possession. Hey, you can't win no ball game. If you don't win time of possession, if you don't win the turnover, you will surely lose a ball game. That's what happened. And everybody want to blame Payne Thor. They want to blame Hugh Freeze. It's a team sport. And I seen one of the interceptions he threw. Went right through the receiver hand, tipped out receiver hand, and Cal Bell intercepted it. Well, if it hit you, what coach always take? Go ahead.
You got the first part right, but he still got 3 other interceptions that he threw.
Yeah, I know. But and I'm gonna tell you, the quarterback and the running back cannot do that with the offensive line. If the offensive line ain't holding it up their end of the bargain, it's gonna be a long night. I don't care what team it is. And it was a long night. It was a long night for them. But they hung in there.
Thorne went for 14 to 27 for 165 yards.
Yeah.
He was running for his life. He was scrambling for his life majority of the time.
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. If you and I look at it, it got Auburn fans. Some Auburn fans saying, "Oh, change out the quarterback," and you got some Auburn fans talking about, fire Hugh Freeze for what? 2 games? I tried to if any Auburn fan actually would listen to what I had said last week at the beginning of the season, that it's gonna take some time. Don't look at the Alabama A&M game as, oh, we here. They did what they supposed to do to Alabama A&M. They did what they supposed to do.
Y'all played last year, right?
Yeah, we played last year, 1 in Cal.
And what was the score last year?
Hold on. We won by 4 points. They won by 4 points last year. I'm checking on it now. Hold on. I don't remember the score. $14-10 last year. 14-10. Mm-hmm. And I gotta hand it to that Cal quarterback, Mendoza. He played lights out the first half. What can you say? Some quarterbacks comes in there. That's I ain't gonna say he was scared of the like could have a hot hand in the first half. And he had a hot hand in the first half.
You sure did.
What can you do about it?
You and I'm not gonna stay up here long. I just want to Auburn just gotta find their way again.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They gotta find their way again. If they play how they played, this weekend, it's gonna be a long season. But you're gonna have to. It's making those adjustments.
Yeah, and I tell people, I kept telling people last year, Payne Thor didn't know the offense. Okay, and then he really didn't have the receiver. Now he got receivers, and they got to catch the ball. The offensive line got the block, and I want Hugh Freeze to run the ball more. Run the ball more. You got some backs, use them.
But
Go ahead.
Let's see. Hunter went for 66 yards. Damn, your quarterback went for 43 yards. He's the second leading rusher on the team. And he had a touchdown.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. And Austin had 2 carries for 10 yards. Jeremiah Carr only had 1 carry for no yards. So that's 30 rushes. And the quarterback cannot be the second leading rusher on that team. You try to get the quarterback hurt. Granted, about 2 of them was designed, but the other few that he ran, like you say, running for your life. The offense line got to get right. The offense line got to get right. That's all I look at. The offensive line. No football game, no offense starts without an offensive line. What do you think, Vernon?
Well, here's my synopsis of this situation. I think Auburn had a game plan coming into this game. I think there was a game plan that had position, had field position in mind. But if you look at the fact that Auburn was like totally behind the field position play, you know, you look at Auburn starting at the 2-yard line, starting at the 5-yard line. That takes away from the whole game plan as far as where the field position and play calling and game planning goes. And I do understand that, you know, we want to, you know, blame the offensive line. We want to blame it. But at the same time, there are situations where Peyton Thorne's just got to be a quarterback. Peyton Thorne has to be a quarterback that, you know, figures out what he's up against, and he has to figure out, look, you have wide receivers open in the flat. You have wide receivers, and you don't get them the ball. There's no circumstance. I really don't care what the circumstance is. There's no way that a 6-year quarterback at Auburn should throw 4 interceptions. It just shouldn't happen. And I think that, you know, with the wide receivers that he has, that, you know, he has the opportunity to be successful. But here's what I think for Peyton Thorne. You got to be more cerebral with the game of football.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks, and there may be some quarterbacks that are on Auburn's teams right now that would not have done what Peyton Thorne did in this game, and that's throw 4 interceptions. You throw 4 interceptions, and you don't take it back. Yeah, I get it. The offensive line at a certain point is going to break down, and that's going to be, you know, that's going to be predicated with what we have here. But I am not going to allow a conversation that says that Peyton Thorne is not in any level of accountability as to how this game turned out. Yeah. One, you
hold the ball too long.
You hold, yeah. I mean, there was a video. Aaron Rodgers, whoever his name was, did a video, and he was talking about how it wasn't all Peyton Thorne's fault. But throughout that video, he talked about, hey, throw the ball, get the ball out of there right now. In the
flat, when I watched the game, I'm like,
and that's the thing, get the ball out, and that's the thing, and I don't believe, and this is the frustrating part about this, because I am not a guy that's going to say that the coaches are making a bad decision by keeping Peyton Thorne in the game, but at a certain point, you got to look at the result. There is no way absolutely possible that a quarterback that has been playing the game for about 6 years should have 4 interceptions against a team like Cal, with the wide receivers that you have.
Yeah, you got wide receivers, and another thing is, I look at this right here. Yeah, hey, the special team did a doggone good job putting us back. Can't take that away from them, and the defense played out of their mind the second half. The defense played out of their mind. And like I said, that whatever the Cal quarterback was a sophomore, freshman or sophomore. Hey, he couldn't play no better. He played the first half. But offense,
But what I
offense,
look at is what I look
offense,
at is. Oh, well, I'm
offense.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's not right. The offense got to stay on the field so our defense gets some rest. Although we got two other players can come in and play them position, but the offense got to stay on the field.
Well, in my opinion, I think the game plan was. Um, I think the game plan was really distorted by the field position game. Now, albeit, I think Peyton Thorne did play a horrible game. I mean, we're not gonna take away
Nah,
from that. But
he did.
but I think the fact that Auburn, starting out the game, starting out on offense at the 3 yard line, the 2 yard line, just not getting any formidable. And the bad part about it is once you did get field position, then the turnover start.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get turnovers, and it's like I, I just I just don't understand the fan base and their disdain. Yeah, I do get it, but I don't think they understand the trajectory of how the college football game works, and the fact that man, you don't have a lot of time once that clock gets rolling
Mm-hmm.
and you're behind the sticks. No, you can't run the ball at this point. Even if you're down 14-7 and you're not able to, really move the football, your whole game plan that you came into this game, with, it changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think Auburn had a chance to catch up to get back to the game plan that they came with in the first place. And I do disagree with the Auburn fan base and saying that, this is a litmus as to what the Auburn season can be. I think Auburn can still be successful. But one way that Auburn has to be successful is the fact that they have to control. They didn't even do this. They didn't even do this against Alabama A&M.
Mm-mm.
They had 13 minutes of time of possession, and they were able to score 73 points against just a team that just wasn't as talented as they were. And I knew it. I knew it when I did my video, when I previewed California. I knew that this would tell on Auburn. I didn't think it would tell on Auburn to the point that they would lose, but I knew it would tell on them in the fact that if you can't control the time of possession and if you can't run the football effectively with the running backs that you have, you're going to put yourself in a position where you may lose. And I thought that this was a may lose situation for Auburn, but at the end of the day, Auburn was the better team. Auburn had more talent.
Yep.
I just think they were in such a disadvantage from a time of possession, and
Field
what a lot
position.
of what a lot of people don't want to discount. I think the worst play call possible was Auburn taking the opportunity to go for it on 4th and 2 early in the game, punt the damn football, and play field position. But they were so arrogant. They thought they were so much better. And with this whole game, even Hugh Freeze said it. I thought we were further along. The reason why he thought he was further along was because he thought that he was that much more talented than California, to where all the screw ups he thought that he could account for. Now he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And
and
they told him.
yeah, I want to get to that back to the 4th and 2. You know who he reminded me of? Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. We'll go forward, no matter 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. I'd rather punt the ball and let my defense get to work.
Yeah. And reverse field. And even if you you put the ball back in their hands, but you put them back you put the ball back in their hands in minus territory, and you have to make them work for it. But you basically give this team that already has some momentum,
Mm-hmm.
the ball in plus territory, and give them the opportunity to score on you. And the thing is, yeah, do I think that if this was a game where Auburn could have, had everything back? Yeah, I think Auburn is still a 2-score favorite over California.
Yeah.
But there was so much circumstantial stuff that I think that the coaching staff put these guys in adverse position
Yeah.
to where they just couldn't be successful. And now, do I think that Hugh Freeze should take Peyton Thorne out? I'm still on the fence about that because one, did you put the guy in the best situation to be successful? We ain't talking about the offensive line. We ain't talking about any of that. But circumstantially, did you put this guy in the best position to be successful? And I don't think overall they did.
I'm gonna tell you this right here, and you can't have your quarterback the second leading rusher on your team. You can't.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, Peyton Thorne. I did notice that he has a lot more burst in the run pass option. He did do a great job with that. I purposely did not do a video on Peyton Thorne as to whether he should be the quarterback moving forward because of I'm not sure if his coaching staff put him in the best position. Matter of fact, it was just a very unorthodox game to begin with.
Yeah.
And I can't. The bad part about it is I wish, Auburn had a, Power 4 team that they were playing this week to where, Peyton Thorne could be a little bit more exposed as to whether he could do it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's gonna throw for 300 yards against New Mexico, and everybody's gonna think everything is cool. But I'm afraid of the fact that you play against an Arkansas team that pushed a ranked Oklahoma State team to the limit, and you put Peyton Thorne in there, and maybe he does well, maybe he doesn't, and then you're forced to make a quarterback change going into Oklahoma. As much as I would like to be a casual fan and say, hey, you need to go on and put try something else, but I think he's in a position of where he can't.
So yeah, this is a question. This is what I've been pondering though. Brown is the backup, right? And so you heard some of my friends should have changed quarterback, but that I don't think Brown would have did it better because he wouldn't. They didn't put Peyton Thorne in that good position. So Brown wouldn't have been. He would have been the same position Peyton Thorne was in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Hugh Freeze want to pass the ball, go downfield. Okay, I understand that. But what is Auburn known for? Running the football, right? Run the ball, open up the passing game. And I think when our offensive guard got hurt that ball game, and Cam, one of the receivers, I don't know how much injured he is, but if I look at this, one of the interceptions he threw came off the receiver's hand, hit him right in the hands. He didn't catch it. And I'm looking at, come on, we got to catch the ball. And we got to catch the ball, and we got to, I think, run the ball more. Run the ball more. I know we want to pass the ball. Run it.
Well, I think what Hugh, I listened to his presser today, and, he talked a lot about rhythm. One thing you can't do from a rhythm standpoint, and we talked about this early in this video, big shout out to D Truth and D Love. We've been kind of off and on doing this for a couple of years. And, of course, I have my page, Vernon Speak Sports Auburn. Down in Deep South, college football is king, and on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think that Auburn has to get to what Hugh Freeze talked about is a rhythm. One, you cannot have a rhythm with especially a still young team when you're starting the football drive within the 10-yard line, there was a lot of situations where Auburn was starting the drives at, in the inside the 5. And that changes
Yep.
the whole play calling concept. And
Yeah.
I think
It does.
that puts any quarterback, especially in a game like California. I think California, came in with a great game plan. They had 8 starters from their defense from last year that was still there, so you have that cohesiveness there. And you put Auburn in a position to where you have to make some decisions that you just weren't prepared for.
Yep.
And I just really think that if Auburn is going to be successful and get themselves in a bowl game and get themselves in a position to where we're not putting all this pressure on Peyton Thorne, you gotta. I mean, you going into we're not going to talk about New Mexico State because I think Auburn will beat New Mexico. But when you start talking about
Yeah.
games against
I think that.
Arkansas and Oklahoma,
I think they feel.
you cannot have a
Mm-hmm.
situation to where you have any quarterback that you have at this point having to start drives beyond the 20-yard line. Because I will say this, when Peyton Thorne had the opportunity to start drives, in favorable field position, he really wasn't that bad. Was he great? No, but he really wasn't that bad. So I'm just interested to see, you know, if Auburn will be able to put their team in position to start drives at a reasonable point. And I really would like for Auburn to understand that although, yeah, you have some of the best, maybe some of the best wide receiver potential in the country, I still want you to lead with the run first.
Yeah. And check this slate out right here. Check this slate out here. We said, we're not talking about New Mexico, right? We got Arkansas at home, Oklahoma at home, and we got to go to Athens right after the New Mexico game. That's tough sledding right there. That's tough sledding.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it's tough, and it's tough, but it all comes down to circumstance, situational football. That's what I was concerned about coming out of the Alabama A&M game. I just didn't think that Auburn had enough sample size circumstantially or situationally to where they were ready for any adversity against a Power 5 team. You pretty much most of your touchdowns came from, chunk plays that Auburn is not accustomed to making. There was nothing intermediate that I saw, and anything intermediate that I did see was an intercept, was a incomplete pass or almost an interception, which was why I was concerned. I thought Auburn had enough talent, which they did, but 5 turnovers from your offense, you're not going to beat many teams, especially not at least, I'm not going to say a super talented team in California, but an experienced team in California. You give them 5 turnovers, you kind of offset the talent there.
Yeah.
But as we move forward, I think there has to be a situation to where Auburn, takes advantage of highly situational football. They got to start testing things within the mesh point as far as, dig routes, as far as, intermediate passing game. Thorne has to get the ball out of his hands to maybe give these wide receivers an opportunity to catch the ball in the interior part of the hash marks and catch that ball and make it turn a 10-yard, what would have been normally a 10-yard pass or incompletion, to a 15 to 16-yard pass, and give Auburn the opportunity to continue these drives. And also on the defensive side of the football field, I think, the adjustments were made in the second half. I think you got to get a little bit more pressure with those big defensive linemen and, start to make the quarterback get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker and give give the defense a little bit more time to rest because Auburn just couldn't get off the ball. I mean, couldn't get off the field
The first half.
defensively,
Yeah.
on third down. And that's something that will definitely tell on you against a team that's either equally talented or just as talented as you are. You got to take advantage of those opportunities.
I'm telling you nothing they need to take advantage of. You know that one play that defense back had that interception. You got to take advantage of that. He had a pick six. Got to. You
Well, you got to have
that
it.
was an easy.
You
Got
got
to
to
have
have it.
it.
You got to have it.
Got to
And
have it. Cause
those are the things that Hugh Freeze talked about is the fact that, in 2 games against opponents that we've recruited better than, obviously, Alabama A&M and California. I mean, we didn't get any turnovers. We didn't get
no
any.
turnovers that game.
It didn't get any game-changing plays on defense that can help you, separate yourself from the pack. Now, do I think Auburn can do it? Yeah. I mean, you got the transfer portal. Most of the players on defense are players that have not played together. And I played football before. And,
Mm-hmm.
when you're playing with players that you don't know and there's no chemistry, it takes a little bit to get that kind of thing, that kind of stuff together. One thing I am, encouraged by is the fact that even though they don't know each other, they were celebratory with one another. On
Yeah.
defense, they because when you don't know nobody, you ain't celebrating with him because you don't know him. But I
Mm-hmm.
do, I do,
And,
I do feel that Auburn could be in a position to where they're fortunate to have this game against New Mexico to further gain that, to start to gain that camaraderie because football is
yeah.
all about camaraderie and having mutual respect for one another. And you do that as you get to know one another.
Yeah. And what I seen right there, and like you said, some of these fans, some of the Auburn, some of the so-called Auburn, I'm calling so-called Auburn fans. They 2 games in the season, right? We played one Power Four team already, right? And they were so up hoopla about how we beat Alabama, how Auburn beat Alabama A&M. They did what they supposed to do with that first game. But you know what I want to see though? Instead of going them deep passes, them what they call them, the open field plays, throwing the ball. I want to see some short route across the middle. Even some little. I take some Deacon Dawn. Let the playmakers make plays.
Well, see, here's the thing: like when you have a situation with Auburn versus Alabama A&M, that's the reason why I was a little concerned about whether Peyton Thorne will be effective against a power 4 or 5 or whatever you want to call it now. Team is the fact that yeah, you're gonna be able to throw those fade routes and those out routes, and the guy's just gonna be that much better than his defender. But what my concern was, how can Auburn be effective in the intermediate passing game? And of course, they were not in the Cal game, and this is where I look for Hugh Freeze to go back to the drawing board and really start to push this issue because you're going to win games in between the when you have with your with opposing defenses. You're going to win most of your games within the line of scrimmage and the 15-yard mark slash intermediate side of the hash marks in those games. And you're not going to be able to just throw a fade route or, all these routes against a team like Georgia and win those games. You're going to have to work for it. And I think that's where Auburn is. They're going to have to figure out, we're going to have to work within the hash marks. We're going to have to work these linebackers. We're going to have to create just like Cal did. I don't know if you really noticed that Cal really worked that defensive end and that outside linebacker to
Oh
where
yeah,
they did those tight end delays to create some open space, to create some other things. But Auburn didn't do that. Auburn was, I'm gonna just be honest with you, Auburn was lazy in this game. They thought that they were just that much more talented than this team, and they played lazy.
yeah, they did. And it's I'm like this right, like you said, intermediate passes, and isn't nothing wrong going down to your check down just to get the ball out your hand.
And it's also nothing wrong with just running the damn ball.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to run it.
Because,
You have Jerquez Hunter. You have a slate of running backs that Damari Austin. You have Jeremiah Cobb,
yeah,
and you can even utilize Jeremiah Cobb out of the backfield because he catches the ball very well out of the backfield to where you can stretch the running game a little bit in that run pass option to where
yeah,
I just don't understand if we don't use that, um, you know, where we're going to be. Now, here's the good news. You know, Cal is not a loss that will cost you a season.
mm.
So a pack. What are they? ACC now,
ACC.
and it's not a game that would cost you your season as far as a win loss standing standpoint. But I think Auburn definitely has to take advantage of what they have left with the home games with Arkansas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma,
Yeah,
to where I think they're in a position to where they got to win out. They got to figure out a way to win out.
yeah, they do.
Or it's
They
going
do.
to be a really
Long season.
it's going to be a really questionable season to where you don't win these games, especially a California game that most of us analysts and armchair quarterbacks thought that Auburn would win. Um, you didn't win that one, and now the pressure's on. You got to beat. Well, I mean, if you lose to New Mexico, I mean, shit, you gonna be in a position to where I don't know. They might be trying to figure out a buyout, but I don't think Auburn will lose that. But you got to beat Arkansas, and at this point now, considering that Arkansas struggled, I think they struggled against Houston, you know, and you got Notre Dame that Auburn is in a tug of war with Deuce Knight. Hell, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. I don't know if what loss is worse.
I
And
think
then
that
you
loss.
have, yeah, and then
That
you got
that one was
Arkansas.
worse.
Yeah, you got Arkansas that struggled against Houston, and you got Oklahoma. No, it's Oklahoma that struggled against Houston. Arkansas that lost in the overtime against um, Oklahoma State, and you have a lot of teams that are really trying to figure this out. And you know what? Um, D Truth and
Among
Armando Black, man, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, off and on. And what a lot of folks don't realize is the fact that because of this transfer portal, although you're getting some good players in, because you don't have that. That's why Hugh Freeze says, I want to start this thing with high school recruits because you have these transfer portal guys who are talented, but they're also selfish.
yeah,
And you can't, a lot of times you can't build a team
it's
with
selfish.
with selfish guys, and that's why your uncle Coach Prime is struggling. Is
Hmm.
because I think he's probably got some of the most talented players in the country, but they're all out for self. The
Yeah,
fact that he's not recruited on a high school level is um, not for a I'm not going to say in a bad connotative way, ignorance, but it's ignorance on his part because he felt like um, you know the transfer portal was a quick fix. And it just wasn't. It's just not. And that's why Hugh Freeze even said, I'm not trying to I might try to piece some things together with the transfer portal and even with the quarterback. He could have gone out and got a quarterback from the transfer portal, but he didn't. He felt like he could develop what he had. And I think that's noble way to do things, and I hope it works out for him.
Vernon, let me ask you a quick question, brother. By the way, man,
Yeah.
long time no see, man.
Yes, sir. I'm definitely
Salute.
you guys just don't know how nostalgic this is for me because, you know, me and you and D and we go all the way back to Facebook
Oh yeah,
before we even took this thing to YouTube. So this is a very nice moment for me. So go ahead, brother.
yeah, bro. With how many QBs were available in the transfer portal? And the transfer portal this year was loaded with good QBs. Do you think Hugh Freeze kind of regrets not grabbing a QB out of the transfer portal? Cam Ward, Will Howard, Jaden Rashada, or Dylan Gabriel, one of those guys out of the portal.
Well, I think he did. I think deep down, any person that feels like he had the opportunity to grab a quarterback, you know, would feel that way. But I think he felt like he had some quarterbacks in his stable that he had actively recruited, that he could, maybe depend on to, take on the reins. And maybe he was to the point to where, hey, if I bring on a transfer QB that will kind of deplete my depth chart because some of the guys that he brought on might have, transferred because they would have felt like at this point that they didn't have the opportunity. Yeah, it would have been a quick fix for him, but I think with him trying to build a program, I just don't think he wanted to go out and do the quick fix route when he felt like he could, make what he needed to make happen in year two happen. Because I still think Auburn has the opportunity to at least win about 7 to 8 games, go to a bowl game, get out of this thing gracefully, and then rebuild from there.
Yeah, and that's why I look at it right there. And like I said, Brown is the quarterback. He's I think a freshman or sophomore,
Yeah,
and and majority of the players we got right now are freshmen. Look at the wide receivers,
yeah,
and look, and some of the offensive line have been together that long. So it's gonna take some time to gel, just like the defense. Although we did get
yeah,
that wide receiver from Penn State, but guess what? He gelling with he teaching the younger receivers.
yeah.
And,
And
and
I think a lot of people just don't realize that, you know, in the past, you look at the 2013 season, to where, you bring on a new coach, Gus Malzahn, and, you go to the national championship year one. But a lot of people don't understand that there's so many elements to where we are with college football right now with the transfer portal and different elements to where it's going to take. These coaches are still trying to
Mhm.
figure out at this point how to build a program. And that's what's hurting Deion
Mhm.
Sanders, for example. He don't know how. Kalen DeBoer struggled last week against USF. Probably should have lost, could have lost. Georgia is fortunate because I think Kirby Smart has done a really good job of recruiting, but he was on the other end of before this transfer portal thing happened, to where he was already established before this thing hit the fan. So, you know, I just think a lot of teams and a lot of um, athletic directors and fans especially have to really adapt to the fact that this is a changing time to where if you're going to have do you want to win like Auburn, for example, this year? Would you rather go 8-5 this year, or would you rather go 10-1, but then go another 4 or 5 years where you're still mediocre? Or whether because one thing I will say about Hugh Freeze is he constantly talks about we're trying to build this program. So yeah, I think he wants to win this year. I think he thinks it's important to win this year, but I think is even more important to build a long-standing, consistent, stable program that will be, a sustainable 9 to 10 to 12, 10 win game team per year versus what Auburn has done in the past. You win a national championship, but you don't get to the SEC championship again for another 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what he's trying to build. And I think that's
he's not.
what the Auburn fan base has to understand. Yeah, it sucked to lose the Cal. I hated that we lost that game. But does that dictate what we're trying to do long term? And that's the thing that has
Yeah,
that's the thing that really is a stain to Auburn, is they're so used to a quick fix that they don't understand the concept of building a program. Because you look back in 2009, the year sucked, but the year we bring Cam Newton on, and now we're a national championship football team. Then in 2013, you bring on Nick Marshall. You back at the national championship 3 years removed from that. Auburn thinks that this is a quick fix, and they're not willing to allow coaches to do the work, even though the work interior may be irritating. But you got to let these guys see this thing through, or else you're going to constantly be frustrated by a 10-2 team where you go to the SEC championship and get your asses kicked by Georgia, and then you're 8-5 and 7-5 for the next few years, and now you're blaming the system. When the fact is, you as an Auburn fan, you're just not patient.
got to be patient, and I think back to the culture standpoint, I think they was the AD and athletic director was on the quick on the trigger finger with Gus. I think they were quick on the quick trigger. They were quick on that to pull the plug on that. You know what I'm saying? And then you go out here hire somebody,
that
Brian
was a huge
Harson.
mistake of
Yeah,
getting rid of Gus. That was a huge mistake.
I
He
think it was.
Yeah, he came in. You got to realize, and people forget this: the fact that y'all went 12-1 and went to the, won the SEC and went to the Big 12 championship game. I mean, I'm sorry, the BCS championship game. People don't. People forget that the year prior, y'all were 0-8 in the SEC. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
had. I think. I don't think an Auburn football team ever went 0-8 in the SEC.
I ain't never seen it.
I ain't never seen in my lifetime, and a lot of people forget that he came in to a bad situation, bro, and turned it around, and then not just after that, he had like big wins. He had big wins. I
Yeah,
mean, he's beaten Saban more than any other active head coach. He came within like what was 15 seconds of winning the national title.
yeah, and and
You
and I,
know,
I- and I looked at that as like I called him on that. I like, what the heck? I didn't say what the heck. You know what I said. What the world they think they doing?
Yeah, he Gus had, I just really think they kind of jumped the gun on that. They looked and they saw what Bama was doing, and they looked and saw what Georgia was doing with Kirby Smart. And you can't look at what other programs are doing. You can't look at, I guess they looked at what Ed Orgeron had did down in LSU, and Auburn fans were getting impatient. But I
Well,
really felt like they dropped the ball on that. But they cannot. They got to give Hugh Freeze time. They
yeah,
got to give him time to get it up.
and with Gus Malzahn, that was kind of a heartburn for me, because I think you got a coach that was offensive coordinator for Auburn when they won the national championship with Cam Newton. As a matter of fact, I think it word on the street, he was actually even debating on whether Cam Newton would even be the starter for that team. They finally gave Cam Newton the reins to do that, and he wins the national championship with Auburn as an offensive coordinator. Goes to Arkansas, wins a a conference championship there, and then returns to Auburn as a head coach and leads Auburn in a very adverse situation. I mean, Auburn lost to LSU that year.
Yeah.
Auburn actually lost to who else was it that they lost? Auburn lost to LSU that year. They pretty much had that miracle against Georgia and Alabama. But when you look at the meat of that game, they were very competitive in that game to where a lot of I know the Georgia game should not have come down to that play.
Yeah.
Based on how they played. And then you got Alabama to where they kept fighting. So one thing I can say about Gus Malzahn that compared to the coaches that we have had after his departure, those guys played for Gus.
Yeah.
They played for Gus. They showed up. And there was never a game that I can recall other than just being outmatched by Alabama
They never give up.
that they were blown. I'll say this: the game 2022 where Auburn faced Penn State and got blown out by Penn State would have never happened under Gus. Yeah. I can't say that. I don't believe Gus would have lost this game this prior week. I don't care who he had. He wouldn't have lost this game. Mm-hmm. Now, am I saying that? I think, Gus was a timely victim of circumstance to where Gus was still not a seasoned coach and still didn't understand the concepts of recruiting. But I think if Gus, I think Gus in the back of his mind, just like we all think in certain terms, damn, if I had known then
what I know
about
now.
recruiting, what I know now, I would have recruited more offensive linemen. I probably wouldn't have recruited Joey Gatewood. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And I think as far as the Gus Auburn relationship,
that being said,
I think that the Gus Auburn relationship was one that just got away.
Players played for him. And then they go ahead here make a butthead move, get Brian Harsin from what? Boise State?
And see, here's the bad part about that. Brian Harsin, in my opinion, he came in and, a lot of people forget about this after the debacle of the first year. Brian Harsin mid-season was thought of to be one of the best coaches in college football at Auburn. They had beat Ole Miss. They had entered the top, 15, looking at, a possibility of being one of the first 2 lost teams to possibly enter the college football playoff. But I'm gonna tell you what hurt Brian Harsin is that Bo Nix got hurt.
Yeah.
Because Bo Nix was really starting to turn around. He was starting to mature. And he was starting to lead Auburn in the direction to be successful. But then once Bo Nix got hurt, things started to go awry. I think the Auburn administration turned their backs on Harsin. Don't think they liked him to begin with. But I'm not a guy that's going to get on here and just just bash Brian Harsin, because he did year one what a coach could have done in a situation. You're coming off COVID and you're trying to piece together a staff. You damn near beat Alabama. And, of course, that's always the standard. If you can beat Alabama, almost beat them, you good to go. Because I'll say this, if Brian Harsin would have figured out a way to beat Alabama, we may not even be standing here even talking about Hugh Freeze at this point.
No, we wouldn't.
Still be at all.
So I just think any Auburn fan that totally discounts what Brian Harsin at least did in year one, I think that's irresponsible. Year two, I don't think he was given a chance. They had the investigation against him. And who's coming to Auburn now? TJ Finley.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was blackballed, man.
Yeah.
And do I
And
think
then,
Brian Harson is valid in any of his you know disdain for Auburn? Yeah, of course. I think he should be.
mhm.
Because I think the administration probably did not do the total right thing by him. But they did get rid of what was his name? The defensive, not defensive coordinator, but the athletic director,
Green.
Green. Yeah, they got rid of him and started a new slate. And I think Hugh Freeze is, from a recruiting standpoint, what we see so far is might be the best possible option available. But Auburn cannot pretend like they were all the way right in how that turned out.
Yeah, you're right.
War Eagle.
Yeah, and another thing is, like I said, some Auburn fans got complacent with that first game that we played this year. They
But
got
my thing, D, my thing is, look, how the world do you get complacent against beating Alabama A&M?
you know
Like
how
like I saw that game. If you go back, and if you have the time to listen to my prediction show of California, I
mhm.
talked about how I wasn't comfortable with that game.
Oh,
And I talked about how, a lot of folks talking about 52-3 against California. There was so much that I saw that led me to believe that Auburn was strong. I didn't think we would lose, but all the struggles that I saw in that game were exactly what I talked about in my video, but it was 10 times over than what I predicted. I
yeah,
didn't think we would do that.
yeah. And you can ask Armando. I said before that game came up, and when we
You were pretty confident about that game. You was like,
I,
"Oh, they're
no,
gonna take their business."
yeah, but what did I say before that game? About after the Alabama game, about Alabama A&M game, and when people was when our fan was all in the hoop, I said I gotta see what they are about against Cal. Did I say that?
Yeah, let me just say this though.
So,
Let me just say this, y'all. Okay, it's we in a new era,
mm-hmm,
12-team playoff. Okay, there was some. Okay, let's just say if the 12-team playoff was in play back in 2017 and in 2014.
Oh,
Okay,
Auburn's in.
y'all were in because y'all finished y'all were in it's finishing the top 10 both seasons in 2017 and in 2014. Y'all would have been in. Um, that's one loss. How many times have we seen teams lose a game
Yeah,
and end up having a good year? Remember
exactly.
that, and I tell this to everybody. Look, remember 2016 when everybody wrote Clemson off. Clemson lost at home on homecoming to Pitt.
hmm,
Pitt was unranked. Pitt was like almost a 20-point underdog in that game. Clemson had an off game. Look, teams can catch you. If you have an off game, look what happened in South Bend. Look what almost happened in Eugene.
hmm.
You have
Yeah,
an off, you can be caught slipping in an off game. So I
And,
think this a game like that, what happened in that Cal game can actually wake you up. It's a non-conference game, and just take care of business. Take care of business against Oklahoma. Take care of business. Take care of business against Missouri, against Bama. The thing about Georgia's a rivalry. Y'all ain't gonna sneak up on us.
well,
We ain't gonna allow it. We gonna
here's the thing. Here's what I wanna. This ain't got nothing to do with no football at this point. But
mm-hmm.
I really like this panel, and I think we need to dig up one more Georgia fan, and maybe one more Alabama. Something.
yeah,
I like I like the chemistry here. Um, and I think this could be because I thoroughly enjoyed talking to y'all. This has brought back so many memories of what we used to do
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
in old
If we
days.
y'all man, when we were trying to figure this thing out. But but I'm telling you, man, because I feel like even though Auburn may not beat Georgia this year, but Armando, I feel like me and D Truth are ganging up on you. I think we got you tonight.
Oh, it's all good, man, because normally he be outnumbered because it be me and Sniper. Sniper's he does podcasting with us. He's a Georgia fan, so it's normally 2-on-1. Or and then it's another young lady. We got another young lady that joins us on the panel. She's
that's great.
She's our moderator, and she's an LSU fan. So we have a variety.
Okay, well, good. Yeah. Well, I definitely would love for you. Now, do y'all do these on Mondays or just?
I do walk-ins on Mondays at 10. So
okay, well, I would love for you guys to
and I'll tag you in. I'll be tagging you in. I tagged you in for the last 2.
Oh, that was you. That was you that did that.
Okay, go the LSU fan right here.
Okay,
that's our moderator right there. You knew. Salute to you.
Hello. How are you?
This is Vernon. You like
How
you
are
know
you?
Vernon? You like Vernon? Yeah. Hey,
I gotta keep it clean up here, because I got the crazy ones coming up on these panels. I'm just saying.
Hey, but you do. I personally see here the link.
Oh yeah, and now that I know where that is coming from, I'll be able to because I was like, what is going on? Because I just wasn't used to getting links from YouTube. Mm-hmm. And now that I know what I know, I'm like, well, damn, I need to respond to it so I can tap in. And I definitely I didn't know that that link was stumbling me into something that we used to do this back on Facebook. Like it's crazy.
It is.
So
they told me you guys used to hang and play.
You started on Facebook Live.
That was back in like 2018, 20. Like we've been at this for a few years. Yeah.
I'm a newbie. Take it easy on me because I'm a newbie.
Yeah. Speaking of LSU, what they got going on? Well, I didn't even. Did they win this week? Who they play this week?
Nicholls State.
Oh yeah, they beat Nicholls State. They probably beat the hell out of them. Yeah.
They got a tough one Saturday though, Vernon. They got a tough one Saturday. They got to go to Columbia.
Oh, to play South Carolina?
Missouri.
Yes, sir.
Rocket Sanders. Missouri. Okay.
Missouri. No, brother. Missouri plays Boston College, Deidre. Missouri plays Boston College. LSU got to play South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all good, man. And the only thing I'm disappointed about this, is the fact that Auburn does not play LSU this year. That was one of my favorite rival games for LSU.
I want some payback.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a minute before y'all play each other. Only way y'all will see each other in Tansoons in the playoffs or in Atlanta.
And the bad part about this, when I was at Auburn, and I'm telling my age now, between 2000 and 2006, 7, whatever. I wasn't in school then, but Auburn and LSU became a big rival because we were just whooping Alabama every year. So LSU became kind of a rival for us. There were a lot of dramatic games that came down to the end. I think about that 2004 year where we went undefeated, and we actually had to go through a Nick Saban coach / Will Muschamp defensive coordinator game there. We beat them like 10-9 or something crazy like that. And then you had some other games that were very
the field goal game.
Yeah, the field goal game, all of those things. And it's just unfortunate that because of this realignment of the SEC that we don't play as LSU, and I just can't talk as much trash to you as I would have in the past.
Hey, Vernon, one thing I want. One thing I won't know. I went on that Oklahoma game.
Yeah, I am too. That's a team.
I'm still bitter. Yes, I'm still bitter that they put Oklahoma against USC in that championship game.
Yeah, and another thing too, not
That
only
Sugar
that,
Bowl when they ran the
yeah,
score up on you purposely.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what that's what
and that's
really.
and that's another thing. I
Yeah.
was just, Armando, reached out to that point to where, I'm still a little annoyed of the fact that, we had a few injuries and didn't get a chance to play um, Oklahoma as competitively as I would have liked to in that Sugar
Mhm.
Bowl back in 2016. So I think that would definitely be payback there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I want those two paybacks right there.
yeah.
I don't. Oklahoma went to that national championship game. It got blew out by USC.
Now I will tell you this, D Truth, and my name don't have truth at the end of it, but I'm gonna tell the truth right now. We wouldn't have beat USC either.
I
I know
keep
that,
Burner. I
but
keep telling him that. I
Yeah,
keep
we
telling
wouldn't have
him
beat
that.
them. We didn't.
we got
We
That
didn't
blown
have.
out.
04 USC team, bro. I put that team up there with the 95 Nebraska team
Nah,
and
we
the
wouldn't have won that
01
game.
Hurricanes team.
We would have been just like that guy that just barely made it, you know, just glad to be there.
Hmm.
And we would have
It wouldn't have
we
been as bad though.
yeah, we would have
That's all
competed for a
I'm saying.
half. I'm
No.
thinking instead of losing 55 or whatever they lost, we would have lost by double digits, but it wouldn't have been a crazy double digit loss. You know what I'm saying?
Something like
So
27-17 or something like that. Because the
yeah,
thing about it, well, Auburn had a
we
better
had a good
ground game
defense. And we had a better
and a
defense.
better defense than
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yep. So
They relied on so much on Adrian Peterson that when Pete Carroll took Adrian Peterson away from Oklahoma, they didn't have no
yeah.
Pete Carroll's his game plan was he was not going to let Adrian Peterson beat him that night.
Yeah. And I mean that's all they had.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we got you new on the spot, LSU, my goodness. You got Jaden Daniels, Heisman Trophy quarterback that is now playing in the NFL. What does LSU where do they stand at this point as far as what their trajectory is to be competitive in the Southeastern Conference this year? I'm really big on it. I love LSU. They play great football. They're very athletic
Mhm.
and usually well coached. I think the game against USC was an anomaly. I think they should have won that game.
Yes,
But
they
where do
should
we
have.
stand? Where do we stand at this point moving forward?
I think they took a little nap when they were playing USC. I'm just going to say that right
Yeah,
now. They did. They fell asleep.
yeah,
They
especially
fell
in the
asleep.
second half, they did.
Yeah,
Uh,
they fell asleep.
okay,
I think they're gonna get better because they're gonna learn from the lesson from the USC. They're gonna
yeah,
definitely they're gonna do better.
yeah. One thing
They,
I
they
really
don't
did,
they don't like losing. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They don't like losing at all.
yeah. There's a content creator that does LSU football. I can't think of his name offhand. I'm gonna send a message to Armando and D Truth. I think you would be interested in looking at him. But LSU, they definitely have a proud program, and I really look for. I always like watching LSU football, especially when they play Alabama. Hopefully, they'll be
Mm.
able to.
Beat
Hell,
them.
do they play Alabama this year?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
they
good,
play
good.
in
All right,
November the
okay.
9th.
Damn,
Mhm.
that's
But you know,
later than normal.
yeah. But you know what? You know who probably is LSU fan? Mike. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah. Tease is a lifetime. He went to LSU. He attended
Okay.
LSU. Mhm.
Teasy. Hey, boy. Hey, can you honestly say what he was? Can you imagine what he was saying during that USC LSU game?
Let I want to say this and tell me what you think, Vernon. Okay, I think three things happened in that game. Three things happened in that game that actually helped USC win. Number
Yeah.
one, John Emery going down with that injury. Okay, let's just keep it real, everybody. Before John Emery went down, John Emery was gashing that defense. They had no answer for Emery. Number two, those two catches from
Yeah.
that USC receiver. I mean,
Yeah.
there was nothing that the LSU defender could do about it. He was there. He did his job, but the receiver just made two hell of a catches.
Well,
Hell of
you
a good
know,
catch.
the thing that really hurt me about, because John Emery has been in the game for a minute. He was a 5-star recruit. I want to say out of, I can't think of what part of
He
Louisiana,
from
but
Louisiana.
yeah, but he was definitely a guy that we thought would be one of the better running backs in the country. And the fact that he just couldn't get over injury. I mean, it was an
Yeah.
ankle injury here. It was a ankle sprain there. Now you got the ACL injury. And the fact that he fought himself back and it was so inspirational how I was like, damn, this dude's back. Like he is really as good as he was advertising now to get hurt again. And against a team that they should have beat. I thought LSU has one of the better rosters in the SEC, and then to lose, the way they did it against SC was just unfortunate. And I understand why coach, I can't think of his name, y'all's head coach. I would have banged my damn hand on the podium too, because I was just as mad as he was. Because that's a game that LSU should have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have. They should have.
Yeah.
They should have.
But I'm gonna get off here, guys. I gotta check in tomorrow, and I definitely appreciate you all having me on. And I will know who's requesting me from now on instead, because I was like, who the hell is this? But now I know, so I'll at least know to go on and take my notes and get ready to get on this platform and spit this fire like we always do. It was definitely nice meeting you. You
It was a
knew
pleasure.
these other two dudes. I've known them like these. I mean, this is just old family here. So,
Oh yeah, we have a kickoff show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Post game.
I'm actually off this Saturday. So there is just send me. Matter of fact, D Truth, just send me a invite, and I'm gonna see what I can do about getting on, man. For real.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Vern, tell the fella I said hi.
Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I will definitely let them know, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this crowd know.
Tell I miss a live. Tell I miss a live.
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
doing.
I don't know what's going on, but like I said before, man, I definitely appreciate being on. My name is Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. Down in Deep South, college football is king, and on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War, Damn Eagle.
There you go. You heard it first from Vernon Speaks.
I heard it.
All right, y'all take care.
All right, good night.
Take care, man. It was good seeing you again.
Hey, my cat is
Hey, Monique.
Salute to you,
Monique.
salute to you, Monique Hill.
Hey, yeah, keep your eye on that dog.
Oh, do you ever not drive? Do you ever not drive? You're always driving.
Hey, shoot, she don't let nobody come here mess with nobody in here. Even yeah, hey, this was a great live. Really great live. And you know what? It felt good today. We got dog talk kicked off today, right?
Right.
And this is second the fifth season. The second episode of the fifth season of Warrior Zone. Hey. And the fifth season of First and 10.
And the post game show.
And the
we had some classic post game shows over on Facebook. I'm gonna pull some up, especially the one when old girl came on there and sung Rocket Top to D True. That's
Hey, but I tell you, hey,
I forgot who sings that song.
Hey, but y'all
Tennessee fans.
Yeah. Y'all want to know the telephone Saturday, right? 11 games. Last place. Sniper, you knew they was tied 6-5. Armando, you were second, 7-4, and I went 83.
Okay.
Yeah, that Michigan game messed me up. Auburn the Auburn game messing me up, and that Notre Dame game messing me up.
No,
we didn't have Notre Dame on there.
We had Notre Dame. I tell you what, that Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech.
That messed up the Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Who did I have in there? I had Georgia Tech in there.
Yes.
Yeah, I had Georgia Tech.
And you had Michigan.
Yeah.
And I had Michigan, but Iowa messed everybody up.
Yeah,
Iowa messed everybody. Nobody saw that.
You knew she took state.
I had Iowa.
You had Iowa State.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, Iowa State.
I did.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming
either. Because it's been a minute since Iowa State beat Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be careful driving, Monique. Be careful driving, sweetie.
She's picking up her daughter with a mischievous smile emoji she got.
No, she's laughing. She's laughing because I said she's always driving.
Now this Saturday, I'm gonna put the entire game slate up. I'm gonna put all the games up, but we're gonna we'll probably pick maybe 7 to 8 of them.
Okay.
I mean 7. The ones, the marquee matchups.
Yeah, and you knew before I go live, I'm gonna give you a call, and you got the total thing from the first week, right?
Mm-mm.
Gosh, I gotta go back and look. We know you were 4-0. I was 0-4.
Yeah, I was 4. Yeah, I was definitely 4-0 at that time. Yes.
Yeah. We just had to figure it out, but we got to figure a way how to.
I know I was 3-1, and I think Sniper was 2-2 that first week.
Yeah. So
where am I at now again? One more time.
I don't know yet. I got to get the total.
He got to add week 0, week 1,
and this week, last week.
Okay. I should be up there. I should definitely be up there because I did some good picks. I'm about to pick some good ones now.
But
watch and learn. I'm not picking nothing because you guys like them. I'm gonna pick because I choose to pick them. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I was trying to be nice to pick Auburn. No, I was trying to pick Auburn. I did Auburn for D-Truth, but I really wanted the other team.
Nobody told you to do that.
I was being nice.
Look, Mondo, tell me. I was conflicted. I'm gonna tell you, I was conflicted that ball game. I really didn't want to go with them, but I went with them because they were my team. It was kind of, you know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of leaning toward Cal, really. Y'all would thought I was going to win.
Yeah, that ain't
what you sounded. You sounded all confident and cocky about it.
Hey, I supposed to.
Like, y'all got a big game today. Oh, we're going to take care of it. I ain't even worried about that.
Hey, look, I supposed to, don't I?
Yeah, you should. You should.
But
I'm cocky about LSU. Look what happened with USC.
But it's like this right here.
That's okay though.
Okay. Now I'm gonna get on some of these doggone fans.
Okay, let me mute up for them.
Have fun.
All y'all doggone so-called Auburn fans out there want to say, put another quarterback in, get rid of Hugh Freeze. Okay. Let me see you go down there and do that head coach's job that Hugh Freeze doing and do all the recruiting he's doing. Y'all couldn't did a no better job than he did. So stop your blood, stop your crying, and stop your goddamn panicking. It's only the second game of the goddamn year. So, see, if I hear any more crying that y'all doing, I'm taking y'all Auburn Tiger card from y'all, and I'm gonna send y'all over there with Alabama. How about that?
Ouch.
That's what I said. And that's what I said.
He said what he said. He meant what he said, and that's what he said. That's it, y'all.
Hey, I tell you what. Look, Hugh Freeze. I mean, come on now. I don't even know why we even got to remind them that Hugh Freeze is the only head coach that beat Nick Saban back to back. During
Back to
that
back.
Bama dynasty run, he was the only head coach to beat Nick Saban back to back. You know the old saying, Nick Saban, he always won revenge games, but he
Mm-hmm.
could not. The one coach that gave him problems was Hugh Freeze.
Yep.
Really, Hugh Freeze really should have won 3. That third year in 2016, the refs made some bad calls and cost
Yeah.
Ole Miss the game. But
It
just
is.
remember who Hugh Freeze. Just remember who. That's the same Hugh Freeze that took Ole Miss from the dumpster fires all the way to a number 2 ranking 10 years ago,
And I'm telling you this
and
right
to a
here.
New Year's Six game.
And
Let's
I'm
not
telling you this
forget
right.
that now.
You're right. And the thing about it, I told Armando when Hugh Freeze was at Liberty, I said when they said they were trying to get Hugh Freeze, I'm like, and they were leaning towards somebody else. I said, what I tell you? I want a Hugh Freeze, didn't
Mm-hmm.
I want a Hugh Freeze. Because I want a guy that had coached in the XCC. That's what I wanted.
I
So
think
all
I think
so
I think Hugh Freeze or Luke Finkel.
yeah.
Those were the two. If I was an Auburn fan, those would have been my 2 choices: Luke Finkel or Hugh Freeze.
So all you Auburn so-called, I'm gonna call you so-called bandwagon Auburn fan. Stop biting your nails off. Stop sitting on your hand. I know what you need to do. Get some tape, put it over your mouth, and keep your mouth shut. Enjoy this ride.
Mm.
Because guess what? Auburn had did this before. Lost 1 game and went on a roll. But guess what? Then when they went on the road, just like that year, that Gus year, when he almost made it to the playoffs without such a good team, y'all wanted him gone. But then when he got gone, when he had another coach, but like Vernon said, the administration didn't want him. They got rid of him. Now guess what? This is only year 2. New wide receiver, new offensive line, new defense coordinator. Hey, we got a new kicker. And you know who? I'm gonna tell you who under the most pressure on that team right now. It's not Hugh Freeze, it's not Peyton Thor. It's the kicker. I'm gonna know. Guess where that kicker from? Guess what city he from?
Where's he
Where you
from?
from?
Right there in Auburn. Think how much pressure he's under.
Mm.
Mm.
Under pressure. So, like I said, y'all can turn in y'all burnt orange and blue with Christian and white if y'all don't shut you know what up. And y'all better hope y'all lose. Y'all better hope y'all lose a game. Cause guess what? Cause I know they're gonna be talking smack. They're gonna be talking whole kind of smack. I really don't care they talk smack, but don't be downgrading the coach. Don't be downgrading the quarterback. Speak with facts, not what you want. Cause hey, people in here want water, don't they? but
Right.
but guess what? I'm not gonna let you talk about my Auburn coach. I'm not gonna let you talk about the quarterback, the running back, the offensive line, the defensive line. Nobody on that coaching staff, nobody on that team. Only reason I talk about them, I use stats, I use facts. What we should have did, what went wrong in the ball game. So y'all keep running y'all trap. I want to say a whole much more, but I can't say what I really want to say because it had evolved some other kind of language. So, but that new
I think they get the picture, brother. They get the picture. They get the message.
You mean when I told them that they traded that burnt orange and blue, they traded in for Christian Rain?
They get them. I mean, come on. It's Cal is a Power 4 school.
Yeah.
Cal has a history of catching powerhouse teams on weeks like what happened last Saturday. I mean, look what they did to USC, the year USC won the national title in 2003. Their one loss that USC had was to Cal. Cal has been known to, to win games like this. I mean, sometimes it happens on any given Saturday. You can have an off game. Hell, it happened to us back in 2019. Yeah. We was with a 21 point favorite over South Carolina. South Carolina came in the Sanford Stadium and beat us. Yeah. Sometimes it be like that.
And I be like that. And just on the second game, and guess what? We got what? How many games is it? 13, 14 game schedule? So we got 11 to 12 more games to play. And who knows?
At least you didn't lose a game like Notre Dame. I mean, come on, see it, the home opener, and what it was, a group of 5 team coming there and beat you. I mean, that's embarrassing.
That's real embarrassing.
Yeah, that's real embarrassing. Ain't no shame in losing to Cal.
Sure, right.
losing to Northern Illinois. What day is Ohio Valley? From the Ohio Valley Conference.
I'm gonna tell you. Oh shoot! I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what they is right now. Hold on, give me a minute. Northern Illinois is Mid-Atlantic, Mid-America
Conference. Are you kidding me?
Hey, let's see. Do they play next week? Hey, they still ain't out of the doggone wood. Purdue ain't. Notre Dame ain't.
They gotta go. They gotta go up and play Purdue in Purdue.
Yep.
You can ask Ohio State about going up in that place.
Yep. And it was a lot of teams that dodged a whole lot of bullets Saturday. Shoot. Penn State dodged one against Bowling Green.
Sure did.
Hey, Kansas State dodged one against Tulane. Let's see who else.
I don't. Hey man, Tulane ain't no joke. Oklahoma better watch out for them this week.
Yeah, they did. They were doing good. They were doing good.
I remember that's my group of 5 a representative for the playoffs. I got them picked to get in.
And think about it. Alabama fan, why you laughing at us? Y'all really didn't put that game away to the fourth quarter. Y'all was on skates.
Yeah, Kangaroo don't want to talk about that. He don't want to talk about that.
Y'all was on skates. Shoot. Oklahoma barely got past Houston. Oregon barely got past Boise State. So, hey, like I keep saying, everyone's gonna get a Saturday. But I'm about to get out of here. We did what total 5 hours for dog talking this one? About 5 hours.
Man, I was up on the panel where you knew earlier today, boy. We've been on the panel all day. I'm serious, man. I feel like I did a marathon.
Hey, y'all paddle hopping? What paddle y'all got on next?
No, we've been paddle hopping off of each other's panels. We don't go to other panels. We've been going in our own.
Yeah,
team.
that's what I'm saying. But after a while, well, by the time we hook all these sports shows up, oh yeah, the NFL gonna crank up an NFL show since you and Sniper, y'all pretty much keep up with the NFL thing. I think y'all can do the honors on that.
Yeah, and like I
And
said,
me and you knew gonna crank up the SEC smacking chat.
yeah, but I pay attention to it, but I don't pay attention to it. You know that. But hey, whatever. But I will say this right here.
Anything I know, hell, I get it from you when it comes to the NFL.
I don't watch it all.
What's going on?
You forgot what I be in on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but in the last in the shout outs and final thoughts.
It's that wonderful time of the year. Temperature dropping, the wind is blowing a little bit, the leaves are falling. Hey, it can only mean one thing. College football season is that wonderful time of the year. Salute to everybody. Salute to Vernon for pulling up on my little bro, coming and joining the panel. Salute to you, New. Salute to D Truth. Thank you for having me on once again. Hey,
Sniper was up.
Thank you. Salute to you, Sniper. Salute to you, bro. Great job on Dog Talk. Great job. Great job on that one. And you knew. Thank you for the moderating, and thank you for the excellent, the immaculate artwork. You got us looking great over here. Thank you so much.
And you know what we got to do though? We got to get Vernon. We got to change the avatar of Vernon.
We'll talk to him on the back end. We'll talk to him on the back end. You know.
But
and anybody that if you need artwork, hit my girl up down here at the bottom, Miss LSU. She'll get you. She got you. She'll hook you up.
Yeah, she sure will.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Anybody need a track? Hit my man up on the top right hand corner up here.
That's right. I'm the Dr. Dre.
He got you.
Group.
Yes, he's got tracks.
I hook you up with some beats now.
Yes.
Hey,
amazing.
You don't never play his during the show.
You're in trouble now.
You don't never play your tracks. Down, man, you be having me make these tracks. Don't never play them.
No, you know the tracks that you just sent me. I'm about to put them in there in place of the one I already have.
Yeah, I know you use yours and Sniper. He plays.
I use mine.
Not doing the show.
Use mine.
You play them at the beginning, and when you use them in the intro and outro, you don't never play them during the show.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. I sure do. Eagles. Oh, yeah, but shoot, I'm using this week.
You know how they used to do over there. Speak for Yourself. That show they had, Speak for Yourself with Marcellus Wilder them, and they would have the music playing kind of low, a beat playing kind of low.
Oh yeah,
and Colin Cowherd. He used to have a little beat playing real low.
Let me see something right quick. Hold on. See something right quick. I ain't even. Let's see something right quick. That's what's going on here.
What? How low?
Low enough, I need to talk a bit lower.
Hold on. You got to wait till I put it. Wait a minute. Hold up. I got it. Let me do it. That way you know. Okay. You knew. Hold on. Let me ask you, because you knew me and you knew we do this all the time. Sound check. You knew sound check. How does this sound? Is that too low or too high? Just this right here? It's just right.
It's good. Yep.
Okay. I get you 18. Remember 18. What you do is you put your cursor right there on the little ball, and it'll give you the number. And I got it exactly at 18.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna change it. I ain't gonna change it.
And you know what that
Let's check out
does?
Let's check out the. What else it does?
Like if anybody got any like static or anything going on or a reception issue, it'll kind of drown it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I should have played the other one while I was cussing them folks out. Not really cussing them out, but
another thing, like how when you show those videos and the people are talking, if you play music, it also drowns a little bit of what YouTube thinks of it as being a copyright because you add your music to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Static. He said, "Don't blame me." Static said, "Don't blame me."
Static.
Not you, Static. Not you, Static. We talking about actual sound static of people static on their phones.
I remember we was in school. You said, "Don't start none. Won't be none.
Don't start none.
No static. Won't be no static."
Hey, you said that you fell out the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, them bushes, them trees I got, they got them thin branches. We'll break easy. But yeah, we had fun up here. I didn't enjoy it tonight. And
tomorrow's going to be controversy on my channel, just so you know. I'm not going to tell you who we're going to talk about until after we get off, and then we'll let you know about it. It's big. It's big. Oh yeah, it's big.
Oh, you think you're going to be controversial? Just wait. I'm really going to make somebody mad tomorrow.
You're going to see what we're talking about. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And in fact, final thought, shout outs.
One more. Shout out to everybody. Thank you all for supporting the platform, and get your popcorn ready. The college football, we getting ready to incorporate the NFL talks on Sundays as well. Sniper will be ahead of that. And SEC Smack and Chat will be coming real soon, probably in about 2 weeks. We're gonna launch it. Yep. So I'll enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Go Dogs.
All right, you know what I say. love yourself because you love respect yourself. You see through the BS. And self-love is the best love. Because who's going to love you better than you love yourself? War Ego. I ain't got to say nothing else. That's all I'm going to say.
That was loud. Busted my eardrum right there. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming. But you don't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Thank you for coming, y'all. Have a great evening. Night.
Love y'all.